Only time you would not use 0 city-states is when you are playing Venice. Or maybe Austria.
I'm amazed at how many maps Insurgency has.
Oh, and yeah, by the way, Ryan is here for Clay and Kale. I'm going to show this to you later. Let's see, I typically don't play science or cultural, typically play domination. Yeah, fuck time.
Is someone else on the call?
No. So I'm recording this for Kale and Clay, kind of as a tutorial.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. So, and your
I'll
voice.
just mute myself then.
Oh, well, your voice is already in the call thing, so. Espionage is not for you guys yet. It makes things so much more complicated. Barbarians, barbarians. Fuck barbarians. 10 people, including yourself. Screw diplomatic, because diplomatic never works without city-states. If you want to play diplomatic, turn on city-states. Continents, though Pangaea is fun. Oh god, fuck city-states. So, Sweden is really, only thing that's useful for them is when declaring friendship, Sweden and their friend gain to 10. Yeah, I'm coughing still. Never move your settler. Your first settler, never move him. From here, this blue outline that you can kind of see will outline, when you hold down right click, it will show you a kind of outline of where they can move on their turn. Just kind of drag that around. If you move them onto a hill, it gets more sight. So that's what I'm going to do there. These are ancient ruins. They give you different benefits and all sorts of fun shit. Production. I'm on a hill, so that gives me extra production per city. It shows you right kind of there in the... Yeah, there. Right here. It'll show you your food, your gold, production right there. Yeah, that's basically what you need to know. Snow tiles don't give you anything. Mountain tiles are useless. Yeah. So different things are going to give you different things. I'm going to go with the monument first, typically. That's what I do. And pottery first as well. That's just me. You can figure out your own strategy if you want. So always get your ruins when you can. Those are good. See, I just got pottery from it. Various bonuses get from going. Choose my research. After this, I kind of look around at what I have. So I need calendar to harvest my wine, and I need masonry to harvest my stone, and I need trapping for this elephant who's up in the tundra. So we're going to get calendar, because that's what you need for the wine. You know, just little things like that you need to be paying attention to. Inside your city screen here, it'll show you food, right here, production, gold, science, faith, tourism, and culture. Food keeps your cities growing. Production is how fast you can produce things, like right down here. Gold is how much income you have, as shown up right here. Science is how fast you can research new technologies, no shit there. And that's typically shown right here underneath where that lovely flashing number is. Faith, which is shown right here, is for your religion, should you be good enough to get one. And I'll go in how to get that quickly. Tourism doesn't come in until a later game, and I'll record a different game later. And then culture has a couple different useful uses. As shown here, this is your culture policy tree, so you can go through here. I'll kind of show you what I do in a little bit, and then you can kind of toy with it if you want. But also, culture makes your borders grow. And as you'll see here, this tile is highlighted in purple. That's the one that your city will, the next tile your city will acquire when your borders grow. You can buy a tile if you're desperate, but it's not really worth it in the early game. Ooh, okay, natural wonders. Glad I found that really quick. There's, I think, 12 different natural wonders, and typically only 4 or 5 in a game. So each one has different benefits. This one, the Grand Mesa, gives you 2 production and 3 gold when worked, and it also boosts your happiness upon finding it. It does not need to be in your borders for happiness to be acquired. More ruins. We're just going to kind of quickly go through these next 3 turns. Okay, so that last ruins I got gave me a culture boost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adopt a policy. And typically what I do is I go tradition. If you read that really quick, you can pause the video here. It gives you +3 culture. So just early game, and it's really nice early game, because then you can expand your borders really quick. And more land, the better it is. So, okay, I mentioned I was going to talk to you about faith. Faith is originally generated by shrines. I believe once you get... let me see. How many for a pantheon right now? I think it's like 6 more faith for a pantheon right here. Then you start working towards religion. And every time someone founds a pantheon, that faith cost increases. So it jumps up by 2 every single time someone founds a pantheon. So first person will get it for 6, next person will get it for 8, and so on and so forth. Obviously, Sweden is not located in the middle of a desert. Don't be... Oh, I forgot to mention that. Next one I get is Liberty, because it provides me with another 1 culture. And then I typically go down these 2 right here. You can read that right there if you pause it. And then you can read this one here if you pause it again. Okay, so occasionally you will get this. This one will upgrade your unit for free. It's actually pretty nice. Just be careful, because if you have a scout, which is this unit right here, it's pretty nice. He can move 2 every single turn. He will turn into a pretty much defenseless archer. If you look at that, my borders are already nice and expansive. Ryan is making noise in the background again. Archery, for no other reason than because I'm going to get it eventually anyways. And again, yes, Sweden does not have a desert next to it. Please don't go off at this for your history test, Kale. So as you can see, early game goes by pretty quick. It's already turned 15. As you get more people into the game, real people, this changes. So I got my Pantheon. Here there's a whole bunch of different abilities you can get. Like, seriously, tons. Being the first one to get it, I get first pick. So it's first come, first serve. So what you see on here might not actually be on here when you go to make your Pantheon, depending on how many other people have founded a Pantheon before you. So I have a Natural Wonder, and I could get +4 faith from Natural Wonders, but I have a giant desert that's completely useless to me because Look at that. No production, no gold, no nothing. The only exceptions to this are oases, hills, floodplains, maybe some wheat. But if it's just a blank desert tile like that, it's completely useless. So what I'm going to do when I see that, I get desert folklore. +1 faith from desert tiles. It's pretty nice. And of course, there's other ones in there that you can read through if you get there. So in this instance here, I want to go back to movement. You've already explored this area, no point in moving backwards. You want to keep exploring, but yeah, there's nothing up there. Try and move to these kind of fog of war areas. Writing is a good one to get early as well. And we'll get into wonders in about 2 turns here. Choose production. Okay, so wonders. There are different wonders in the game. Only one person can have them at any given point. So you pick and choose the ones you want to build carefully. Because if someone else builds it before you, you don't get it, and you lose however many turns of production. Each one has different benefits. As you can see here, Temple of Artemis does something different than the Stonehenge. So pick and choose. Always try and go 2 with your units whenever you can in the early game. If obviously there are times where you can't, and I'm about to experience one of those. So here, if you can't go 2, except from the way that you just came from, move on to a hill if you can, like this. If you can't move on to a hill, just move somewhere. So yeah, that is basically it. As you can see here, all of these are ticking up. Make sure to keep your happiness in check. If you get too unhappy, I think it's -10 happiness, you start having rebellions in your city. And for every 1 unhappiness that you have, so every time it turns red, that happy face will turn into a not so happy face. It'll turn red and all that fun stuff. For every 1 of those that you have, every time it's not green, it's red, and it's 1, 2, whatever, you get a 2% bonus, or 2%, not bonus, but a 2% detriment to your economy and your units. So it's not good to be unhappy. And I mean, you can I'll quickly show you the technology tree, and then we'll kind of wrap this up. So as you can see here, this means you have researched it. This green one here means you can research it, and this is the one you are currently researching. And all of these beautiful things are the things you will eventually research. Yeah, it's a long game. So, yep, and I think, I believe that is all she wrote. We'll get into more stuff later.